CTV News with Carlisle Fizette.
Good evening, I'm Lauren Stallone. Carlisle is off tonight. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to raise tariffs on some Canadian goods to 35% as of Friday. The increased tariffs are on all products not covered by the U.S.-Mexico-Canada free trade deal. The White House says the hiked tariff is a result of Canada's inaction on fentanyl, as well as Canada's tariff retaliation. The move comes after Mexico reached a 90-day tariff delay from the U.S., and as CTV's Jeremy Sharon reports, it appears that type of deal is out of reach for Canada.
U.S. President Donald Trump and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum announced today a 90-day extension to negotiate a new deal on tariffs. Canada doesn't have a deal yet, and there is no indication so far we'll get the same extension.
We haven't spoken to Canada today. He's called, and we'll see. But we have made a few deals today that are excellent deals for the country.
A similar agreement would, of course, help Canada, though. Experts have said the Carney government shouldn't be rushing to get a deal done, as the CUSMA deal already in place gives Canada a better starting point than most. And today, a sign of encouragement for Canada's aluminum sector. In the wake of Ford Motor Company reporting a substantial hit from tariffs, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told CNBC today that Ford relies heavily on aluminum, and Washington will take that into account at the negotiating table.
I believe that the Ford, F-150, 250, their big truck series is made out of aluminum instead of steel, which is different than other cars. So I think maybe the aluminum tariffs have hit them harder. We will be negotiating with Canada on those.
As it stands, Canada faces an increased tariff of 35% on goods not covered under CUSMA as of tomorrow. Now, most countries that have so far landed a tariff deal with Trump have faced a baseline lower tariff of 15% across the board. Some experts have suggested if Canada can get the same, but only on non-CUSMA products, it would be seen as a win. Jeremy Sherrill, CTV News, Ottawa.
Now to Dutton, southwest of London. A large fire broke out last night at one of the small town's largest employers. Sean Irvin has more on the firefight and what's left.
A car dealership in the heart of small-town southwestern Ontario sits in ruins. The flames over Kotra Ford, Lincoln and Dutton dominated the night sky late Wednesday. At least 50 firefighters from 5 departments responded.
You could just see the flames coming through the smoke, and they just couldn't get a handle on all the flames coming through. It was just crazy. You would just see it die down and then just huge flames engulf it.
The deputy chief tells CTV News London firefighters entered the building with only smoke showing, but it was not long before they were overcome by heat.
They came down, second crew went in afterwards, and then they were chased out by the ceiling falling down. And at that time, I pulled everybody out, and we went defensive.
One firefighter sustained a shoulder injury as he fled. He was treated at hospital and released. Meanwhile, the battle against the flames raged until 3 a.m., with police officers aiding in the evacuation of 2 nearby apartment buildings.
Because when the fire got going to the back, it got into the trees, and the departments are pretty close.
With hotspots flaring up into the morning, the site remained under police barricades and roadblocks. The Ontario Fire Marshal's office is investigating. Damage to the building, plus 4 new and 1 vintage vehicle, is expected to run into the millions. Kotra Ford has been part of this community for nearly a century. Its sudden loss hits hard with members of the Corneal family, which owns the business. Approximately 25 people work for the dealership.
It's one of our major employers in town.
Dunwich Mayor Mike Hentz is thankful no one was seriously hurt, but makes it clear the town has suffered a loss.
Well, bad things happen, and we'll just have to work through this, and we will overcome this.
For some, this blaze has brought back the memory of a huge fire in Dutton 2 decades ago that took out this huge swath of the downtown. They worry this fire could also leave a hole in the heart of the community.
We have been through this before, and it is another void on our main street.
Although it was hard for him to speak about it, Kotra's legacy owner Phil Corneal did make 2 pledges. The first to his customers and his community.
Well, we do plan to rebuild.
The other in gratitude to responders.
I'm really impressed with what the firefighters did. They really tried.
While firefighters finalized the cause of the blaze, Gregory believes it started in the showroom's south corner. In Dutton, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Officials with the Thames Valley District School Board are projecting a ballooning budget with a $32 million deficit for the upcoming school year. It's raising serious questions about spending as well as Ontario's overall education funding model. Is it mismanagement, underfunding, or both? Rita Ismail reports.
Ontario Education Minister Paul Calandra says he's disappointed after learning Thames Valley District School Board is now projecting a $32 million deficit for the current trustee-approved budget. That's nearly double the initial estimate. The report says due to declining enrollment, there will be staffing reductions across the organization, and surplus land sales will be considered to reduce the budget deficit. In part, the 88-page budget report reads, TVDSB is in a structural deficit position as a result of an imbalance in revenue and expenditures, as opposed to an imbalance based on one-off or short-term factors. As such, difficult decisions and prioritization of resources are required. Back in April, the Ontario government appointed a supervisor, Paul Bonifero, to oversee TVDSB due to concerns about financial mismanagement. This action was taken in response to an audit revealing financial irregularities and a multi-million-dollar deficit. Former TVDSB board chair Beth Mai says it's clear that what happened this past year with the senior administrative retreat, for which funds were repaid, is indicative of inappropriate spending. But she warns the deeper issue is a structural deficit caused by insufficient provincial funding. In a statement to CTV News, Mai says the minister's focus on school board scandals, whose financial implications pale in comparison to the province's funding issues, feels inauthentic, like a distraction from the root causes of school board funding crisis, which lies squarely at his feet. Meantime, critics say both government and senior management are responsible for the ballooning board budget. Education analyst and researcher Debbie Kassman says there is a funding problem impacting every school board in the province, but that is just the tip of the iceberg. Kassman writes the provincial government needs to eliminate the role of school board trustee entirely and enhance parental involvement committees that should continue to be mandatory in every school board across the province, operate in an advisory capacity, and support and enhance parent engagement at the board level while enhancing student achievement and well-being. All school board budgets were due today. Updates on the board's financial recovery plan will be released in the coming months. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
London police say they're investigating an incident at a home in East London that sent a child to hospital. According to police, they were called for a welfare check on a toddler at a home on Booley Street Tuesday morning. They say a little girl was found with injuries and she was taken to hospital in Toronto for treatment. Police have not provided any information on potential charges, only saying the Sexual Assault and Child Abuse Unit has taken over the case. London police say they don't expect to lay charges after a motorcycle rider hit a pedestrian last night. Police say it happened around 8:30 last night near Wellington and Wilkins Street, just south of the Lamplighter Inn. According to police, both the motorcycle rider and pedestrian were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Provincial health officials are reporting dozens of new measles cases. They say the vast majority of the 54 new cases are in the Sudbury area. The cases are linked to several private gatherings, which led to exposures at public locations. The total number of cases in Ontario since an October outbreak is now more than 2,300. Health officials say a majority of patients are unvaccinated. Ribfest is taking over Victoria Park this weekend. With more of the event's saucy details, here's Nick Paparella.
Step right up! Rippin', 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 rippin' for a living. Right here, folks.
It's the sights, sounds, and aroma of the London Ribfest that attracts thousands of people every civic holiday long weekend at Victoria Park.
Who cooks ribs like fat boys? Nobody!
Fat Boys is back as the defending champs.
Like, we've got beautiful product. We love we have beautiful sauces. Our ribs are amazing. But just to be in our hometown and to stand here where we've set up the last 21 years and to take that trophy home was a crazy accomplishment for myself personally and for the team. We were all super proud.
Ricky is well aware that 9 other ribbers will be gunning for this year's title.
You know what? There's not a bad rib here. Everyone's got something. All the guys here work really, really hard to pull off the Ribfest here in London and to make sure that we come here with our A game on. So I respect the hustle. I respect the competition immensely, and I'm ready to go. You know, anybody here wanna put out their best ribs? I am happy to sell up mine, and we can all see who's gonna take home the trophy this year.
Jack the Ribber is a previous winner, and they are hoping to barbecue their way to victory. What goes into making a great rib?
Well, a big thing with us is the wood that we smoke with. We always start with a nice base of hickory smoke for the flavor, and then we like to use local fruit wood. So this weekend, we got some beautiful local plum wood from London, and it's given it a beautiful flavor and a beautiful color coming out on these racks. I feel like that's the start that really separates us. And then our sauce, 3 generations of sauce passed down. Told my grandma in the will what I want is the recipe for the sauce.
Organizer Doug Hillier says the London Ribfest offers so much more than just finger-licking flavor.
We've got the top 10 ribbers in Canada. Paired with that, we've got live music on stage and 2 stages with EDM and country line dancing. 100 vendors in the park that's selling amazing food, and it's just a fantastic way to spend your day.
Crazy Canucks, folks! Fresh ribs out the smoker! Come get some!
Those who were already digging in loved what they were tasting.
So the rib tastes very good, delicious, and sweet sour flavor. It's our favorite flavor.
How great are the ribs here?
Oh, the ribs are fantastic. The flavor is off the charts. And a wise man once said, just pick the shortest line.
You're right. Hey, I'm gonna... Don't mind if I do myself here. You know what? Here, thanks a lot. These are really, really good.
Hey, Nick, those are my ribs.
Oh, well, Ribfest is on now until Monday night. Nick Paparella, CTV News.
Firefighters took to the rafters inside Canada Life Place for specialized training today.
These skills here could be deployed anywhere from a bridge abutment to an electrical tower, cranes, or even buildings.
High above ice level, technical rescue team members were honing their skills. These firefighters descend down the sides of buildings, evacuations, or steep barriers. The opportunity to train inside the arena meant crews didn't have to worry about this week's unsettled weather.
We're happy to have them anytime they want to come in. We've had the London Police Department that have done training exercises in here too.
I can't speak enough about Canada Life Place allowing us to be able to use their great facility here.
Hazy conditions have settled over our region today. Environment Canada has issued a special air quality statement for parts of southern Ontario, including London and Middlesex. According to the weather agency, smoke from wildfires in northern Ontario has moved into the area. The worst of it was expected this afternoon, with conditions improving to low-risk levels by tomorrow. Anyone with respiratory concerns is advised to reduce outdoor activity. Coming up, an unlikely friend crashes some quality time between 2 sisters in Langford, BC. Canada's main stock index finished lower today with broad-based losses. In Toronto, the TSX fell 110 points, and in New York, the Dow lost 330, and the Nasdaq dropped 7. The Canadian dollar is down almost 1/5 cent today, and on commodity markets, gold fell more than $4 an ounce, and oil lost 74 cents a barrel. Among a flurry of trade announcements this week, President Trump also signed an executive order ending a tariff loophole. It had allowed low-cost goods to be imported into the U.S. duty-free. Geneviève Boschman has more on what the change could mean for Canadian small businesses.
From her home studio in Montreal, Tamara Bavdag designs unique jewelry.
I work with vintage lace. I make mostly statement pieces.
Works of art, really, that her business, this ilk, ships around the globe, a third to addresses south of the border. Now, the U.S. is scrapping a provision that exempts goods shipped into the U.S., those valued at less than $800 American dollars, from duties or taxes. It's called the de minimis exemption. De minimis, from Latin, meaning lacking significance or importance, so minor as to merit disregard.
Is this part of your vocabulary like 6 months ago?
So the word wasn't until until Trump started announcing tariffs.
Duties will be calculated based on the IEEPA tariff rate of the country of origin?
The impact of this move isn't clear to all business owners.
Really appreciate it. This is Tamara.
So we called in an expert, Samuel Roscoe from the University of British Columbia.
Your $100 shipment would be taxed and dutied at the same rate as a $2,000 shipment, right? So you're basically going to be paying whatever rate that is agreed on between Canada and the United States. I wish I could give you some more good news tomorrow, but unfortunately, I think Trump seems to be making it as difficult as possible to do business with U.S. customers at the moment.
I think that what I'm really worried about is this logistics, because I'm sending one package at a time to customers. And if I'm filling out a form every time, or I don't even know where I'm supposed to find this form. I don't know if my packages can get stuck.
I pretty much guarantee you there's going to be delays for shipments into the States as a direct result of this. I hope that the message gets across that we do need to support our local Canadian small and medium-sized businesses, and because otherwise you guys are going to really struggle.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
A few answers, but still a lot of questions as to the real-life impact on Canadians. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
Another factor in trade negotiations, the Prime Minister's decision to recognize a Palestinian state. President Trump posted on social media last night saying that would make getting a deal done even harder. Abigail Beeman has more on the timing and the implications.
News Canada intends to recognize Palestinian statehood lands with hope on the streets of Gaza. This teacher thanks Canada and feels the world is beginning to wake up.
The level of human suffering in Gaza is intolerable, and it's rapidly deteriorating.
Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister posted this photo saying Canadian aid is beginning to enter Gaza and thanking Jordan for facilitating an airdrop. Fighting over what falls, Gazans say airdropped food is like a dog chasing a bone. The U.S.'s special envoy landed in Jerusalem, while the president mixed foreign policy and trade, posting in the middle of the night, Canada's decision will make it very hard for us to make a trade deal with them. Oh, apostrophe, Canada.
This is just Trump trying to use yet another tactic to put pressure on Canada. And I'm frankly very proud that the Prime Minister and his government made that decision, even though I have no doubt somebody was telling them that this could impact the trade negotiations.
I think the government is putting the cart before the horse here.
The Center for Israel and Jewish Affairs is concerned the government didn't tie its conditions to the release of hostages or the immediate removal of Hamas, worried it will embolden the terrorist group.
Conceivably, we're going to have Canada recognize a Palestinian state where Gaza is still under the control of Hamas, and innocent Israelis are still being held hostages in the terror dungeons of Gaza.
CJA says there is increased fear and concern in the Canadian Jewish community in the wake of the government's decision, fear of even more anti-Jewish hate and attacks. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Mainly clear overnight, cool and comfortable. But we have a special weather statement in effect from Environment Canada. Air quality. Smoke from the forest fires in the prairies is moving into southern Ontario, creating poor air quality in the area. So as we head into your Friday, we'll have to take note. Sunshine in the morning, beautiful, cool and crisp, 12 to 14 degrees. Thanks, Judy, for this photo of Bailey. If you are taking Bailey for a morning walk on the water, looking good, although it will be a bit cooler across the area. Stay with us. I'll have all your local forecast details coming up.
Julie Atchison joins me from the desk now. Julie, temperatures cooled down a little bit today given the heat that we had all week, and then we saw some sunshine come out. What can we expect for the long weekend?
Things looking good. This will be a long weekend, I think, for the books. People like to make big plans, of course, people on vacation, and everyone wants to get out and enjoy these long weekends. This one will be one where I think if you like it hot, you'll be happy. If you like it cooler, I think you'll be happy as well. So one of those weekends that will fit everyone's perfect forecast, hopefully. Temperature-wise this afternoon on the cooler side in the mid-20s. Environment Canada issuing a special air quality statement this afternoon. We have smoke from the forest fires in the prairies that has made its way down into southern Ontario, prompting this advisory that is in effect for most of the region, with the exception of Grey County and in and around the Barrie area. You can see the forest fire smoke map. This is reading the black carbon in the atmosphere. Yesterday, that was all bottled up to the north. Today, with that northerly wind, it's allowing that smoke to move into southern Ontario. Cool, comfortable, and beautiful tonight. So I know many of you perhaps want to open up the windows. Now, the air quality can change quite quickly when the smoke from the forest fires comes down. So just keeping an eye on that. But temperature-wise, it's beautiful. Overnight, we'll drop down between 11 and 12 degrees along the shoreline of Huron, anywhere from 14 to 15. So we've had this stationary boundary that moved through earlier that brought us some rainfall to the region, and did we need it? It's been extremely dry through the month. As we head into August, we are in a deficit in terms of rainfall amounts. High pressure building in for the weekend, and this is a big dominant ridge of high pressure that will be in place right across northern Ontario into southern Ontario, with wall-to-wall sunshine and clear conditions. Not a lot to show you tonight on the forecast model. As you can see, skies will be clear. No big weather systems moving in. There's a little bit of instability to the north. You can see a few spotty showers, but not expecting that to push in for us. We'll start the day Friday with sunshine. If you're kicking it off early, it'll be nice and comfortable first thing in the morning. 26 degrees by the afternoon under a mix of sun and clouds. Still that northerly flow. So again, the potential for some of that smoke to filter down into the area. Saturday sunshine, Sunday sunshine, Monday a mix of sun and cloud. But note the overnight lows, though. They don't start to creep back up. They stay nice, cool, and comfortable. So this air mass that was in place in Western Canada and areas to the northwest has just filtered its way now into southern Ontario. So moderating a bit in terms of our temperature, but so comfortable for this time of year. So the August long weekend, the civic holiday delivers with a mix of sun and cloud, mixed into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The next opportunity for showers and thunderstorms as we head into Wednesday, Thursday. Daytime highs will hit 28 to 29, and it will feel like the mid-30s. If you are headed to Bayfield, Port Elgin, Sauble Beach, Southampton, all your favorite spots to check out for holidays, expect lots of sunshine. It'll be beautiful, a bit cooler near the lakeshore, of course, as we head through the weekend, but sunny skies will carry us through. Temperatures in the mid-20s, cool nights, great nights to enjoy a campfire outdoors. All you need is your sweatshirt. Definitely some beautiful weather setting up, Lauren, as we head through the next 7.
Thanks, Julie. The owners of a local farm are honoring one of their employees currently battling ALS. Scott Miller has more on how a field of sunflowers is blooming with hope, raising money for a cause close to home.
Rose Shattuck and her family are soaking up the yellow glow of thousands of sunflowers planted in Rose's honor.
I grew sunflowers every year and had a contest with a neighbor, so this makes me very happy.
Rose lost the use of her voice shortly after being diagnosed with ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, last year. Since 1998, Shattuck has worked for Clausen Farms near Brucefield as a financial coordinator. But over time, she became more than just someone who helped with their family finances.
Well, she became a friend to the family. She's very close, and she has done a lot to us. And this mean disease is really devastating, and we really didn't know what else to do and to help her and support her.
So the Clausens created Rose's Garden on their farm, more than an acre of sunflowers for people to come and pick and take pictures with as a fundraiser for the ALS Society of Canada.
It's really nice seeing all the cars stopping by and getting in and really picking flowers. Sometimes I go here and let them know, please also pick some, just don't be shy and enjoy them. Yeah, and sunflowers just make you smile.
The field of sunflowers in her name was more than Rose could have asked for from the Clausens, who hold a special place in her heart as well.
It means a lot to me for ALS research. We just did a walk and raised $8,000, and this just makes it better, and Claussens mean a lot to me.
Donations from the sunflower field have been flowing in, surpassing the $2,000 the Claussens will match, for a minimum donation in Rose's honor of more than $4,000 to the ALS Society of Canada.
People have been donating, which is really nice to see, and also just the messages that we've been getting online is very heartwarming and very touching. Like people telling their stories about like how they have a relative with ALS. And
Rose's garden can be found on the Claussens farm on Airport Line near Brucefield. In Huron County, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Some quality time between two sisters turned into a wild experience when a charming critter decided to join in on the fun. Adam Sawatsky has more on the rare encounter.
When Joanie Paquin was walking towards the water that day, she was preparing to paddle with just one passenger, her visiting sister.
I've been living here for 12 years, and it's my first time I actually saw a sea otter.
Which means that spotting these two sisters on their paddleboard was also a first for this sea otter.
So I think both the otter and us were both curious about each other.
Curious, but then charismatic, seemingly putting on a performance for the sisters.
It was very adorable, and we felt really privileged.
Until the otter's actions made Joanie feel very cautious.
Slowly started to make its way toward us.
But before the Jaws theme could even begin to play in their heads, the otter was attempting to climb on board.
So I kind of pushed it away a little bit with my paddle, but it was very persistent.
Perhaps it was being chased by a predator, Joanie thought. But there were no orca to be seen.
It showed no sign of stress, seemed pretty happy, just doing its things.
And its thing, Joanie says, was catching a ride and being cute.
It was just there at the end of the board, living its life.
Before posing for a photo with their surprise sisters.
Of course, we were really excited about it, but, you know, a little uncomfortable too.
So Joanie started paddling back to shore, aware her passenger was a wild animal. And although she had never encouraged the contact, let alone try to feed it, the otter stayed the whole way, more than 5 minutes.
And it was just enjoying the ride.
After it eventually disembarked on its own, Joanie posted her Otter Encounter online, inspiring tens of thousands to respond and many to share photos of their own experiences ferrying animals, ranging from squirrels to copperhead snakes to pregnant monkeys. And like Joanie and her sister, all grateful for their unexpected passengers.
It was very, very special. I mean, it's something we will never forget, and it was magical.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Langford.
That's our time tonight. Thanks for watching. I'm Lauren Stallone. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.